Hey everyone. So there's this one verse in the book of Revelation that gets quoted all the time as this ultimate battle cry for victory. But have you ever stopped to think about how that victory actually works? Well, today we're going to do just that. We're going to deconstruct Revelation 12:11 piece by piece and really unpack its powerful three-part formula.
And here it is, Revelation 12, verse 11. Now, on the surface, it's pretty clear, right? It's a statement about winning against an accuser. But if you look a little closer, you'll see it's not just a statement. It's a blueprint. It actually lays out three very specific things that show how this victory is won. So let's break down what each of these really means.
Okay, so let's start at the very beginning with the absolute foundation of this whole victory. It's the first critical piece mentioned in the verse, and it all starts with the blood of the Lamb. This phrase right here, this is the cornerstone. And the key thing to get is that this victory has absolutely nothing to do with the believer's own strength or how good they are. It's not something they go out and earn, it's something they receive because of an act that's already been done for them. So think about the believer's role here. It's not about fighting for a victory they hope to win. It's about standing in a victory that's already been won. It's all about having faith in this sacrifice, which gives them a totally new status, a righteousness that's just declared over them. In this light, the blood becomes the final word, the thing that silences every accusation and cleanses every sin. It makes the victory complete. And this is where it gets really cool when you look at the original Greek. The word for blood, sure, it's haima, but the real secret is in the tiny word right before it, dia. It means by means of or through. So the language itself is telling us the blood isn't just a symbol. It's the actual instrument, the very tool through which they overcame. So if the blood is the foundation, what's next? Well, let's move on to the second pillar of this victory and see how it builds on that foundation, the word of their testimony. Now, this next part shows us that this victory isn't something you just sit back and experience passively. Nope, there's an active part to it, a declaration you have to make. It's all about what you say. And here's the crucial distinction. Testimony here doesn't just mean sharing your life story. It's way more specific. It's about verbally agreeing with the reality of what the blood has already done. It's this act of speaking the truth of the cross, no matter how you feel or what your circumstances look like, that actually activates or releases the victory into your life. And of course, the original Greek just takes this to a whole other level. The word here is martyria. And yeah, it's the root of our word martyr. It has this formal, almost legal feel to it, like you're in a courtroom presenting evidence. So their testimony isn't some hopeful wish. It's a confident, factual declaration of what is true, all because of the blood. Okay, so we've got the foundation and we've got the activation. Now we get to the third and final piece, the actual posture of the believer. And honestly, this might be the most radical and challenging part of the whole verse. When you first read that, it's easy to think it's only about martyrdom, right? Being willing to physically die for your faith. And, I mean, it definitely includes that, for sure, but the source material points to something much deeper, something that happens every single day. So you can really look at this in two ways. On one hand, yes, it's about that willingness to face physical death if it comes to it. But on the other hand, it's describing a continuous daily surrender. It's this idea of crucifying the old self, letting go of your ego, your personal ambitions, your reputation, your fears. It's about deciding you're no longer living for yourself. The Greek word for life here is psyche. Yeah, where we get psychology. It means the soul, the self, the very core of our identity and our desires. So what the verse is saying is they did not love their own ego, their own self-interest, even to the point of death, or akrithanakto. This total surrender is the final crucial piece of the puzzle. So let's put it all together now. We've looked at the three parts on their own, but their real power, the real magic, is in how they work together to create this complete picture of victory. So this is it. This is the anatomy of victory from Revelation 12:11. It starts with a foundation, faith in what's already done. Then it's activated by a declaration that lines up with that truth. And finally, it's sustained by a posture of total surrender, a life no longer lived for the self. You see, it's a complete system. One source puts it this way, and I think it just perfectly sums up the sheer scope of this verse. It says it declares an unshakable position, a position that is cleansed by the blood, empowered by testimony, and made fearless through surrender. It all comes back to the finished work of Jesus. And that kind of brings us full circle. We just saw how three little Greek words, dia, martyria, and psyche, unlocked these incredible layers of meaning. It really leaves us with a huge question, doesn't it? What else is just waiting to be discovered, right beneath the surface of the texts we think we know so well? Thanks for digging into this with me.